Okay, welcome back. I'm Jimmy Church, your 100% digitalized host of this web series, The H Factor. Yes, it's me, but the connected collection of ones and zeros version of me. I'm a string of data and code, streaming to you from a digital dimension, the World Wide Web. You and I are one of 4,833,521,806 people on Earth with access to the internet. We are 58.7% of the human population. So, for a little backstory, we are here today because of a technology devised and developed in a lab in 1969 and paid for by the U.S. government, first known as the ARPANET, later the Internet, or the Net. The Internet is a network of networks, running an infrastructure of networks around the world. This is the tech that irreversibly changed the world in August of 1991. The launch of the World Wide Web, a global information medium available to the people around the world who had computers and a modem. The World Wide Web became the communication model, allowing the exchange of information between its users, and this is where you and I meet today, right now. Officially credited to Sir Timothy John Berners-Lee, a British computer scientist with a long list of accolades. Also, the current director of the World Wide Web Consortium, or W3C, which is the main international standards organization for the World Wide Web. In 1989, Tim Berners-Lee, or Tim BL as we call him around here, proposed and implemented the first successful communication management system between a hypertext transfer protocol client and server using the internet. These were the early years, known as the You've Got Mail era. Remember those days? The first emails, the first chat rooms, private messaging, and the information that was suddenly available at your fingertips, in your search engine. New words, new terms, new everything. Enter your digital persona. Your digital persona lives in a complicated world. According to the W3C, it's in the universe of network accessible information, an embodiment of human knowledge. Between the early 90s and now, we, the dwellers of this universe, have moved in, looked around, and built an entire life for ourselves. A life unlike anything ever recorded in human history. To start with, it operates within non-human concepts. This world is instantaneous and non-physical. It's digital. It's virtual. It's running on code. Ones and zeros. It's fluid. It's transparent. It has no regards for linear time or physical distances. It warps our perception of time. It runs at quantum levels and nano speeds. It makes the impossible possible. In 2020, the coronavirus and COVID-19 forced the entire planet even further into this virtual reality. Effectively, education, finances, healthcare, entertainment, news, sports, and politics all happen here. A whole lot of silent miracles that take place in virtual reality that is custom tailored for you. As an average dweller of this digital world, now you have your own digital live feed based strictly on your individual choices, your political views, your shopping taste. A chunk, if not all of your business ventures, happen here. Your education takes place here. Here, you make and spend your money. Your family lives here, your friends. Your children go to school here. You are in a community that is larger than any single country, any single continent. You have access to the embodiment of human knowledge, a knowledge that is coming at you from every possible direction like an avalanche, but much bigger and faster than any freight train causing a snow wreck in Switzerland. And all of this is brought to you by the Hypertext Transfer Protocol, HTTP. HTTP found a way to connect two human beings at any 2 points on the globe. Connections upon connections upon connections. Millions, billions of connections, running at speeds invisible to the human eye. Instantaneous communication, conversations, and decisions, systems, programs, protocols, and drivers, all written in code. Which very much reminds me of, well, the human brain and a gentleman named Vannevar Bush. Vannevar Bush was an American engineer, a scientist, and he headed the U.S. Office of Scientific Research and Development during World War II. And he also wrote an essay called As We May Think. The essay was published twice, both times by The Atlantic in July and September of 1945, before and after the atomic bombings of Hiroshima and Nagasaki. Bush wrote this essay to express his concern with the direction our science had taken with the destructive power the world had just witnessed and the now observable consequences. Also, in this article, Vannevar Bush brought forth the concept of a collective memory machine, the MEMEX, also known as the Proto-Hypertext System. This device would closely mimic, drumroll please, the human mind's associative processes, plus permanent recollection, permanent memory. Why? Well, as Bush writes, science may implement the ways in which a man produces, stores, and consults the records of the race. For example, records of the race, weapons of mass destruction. And we all know that was a terrible idea. Let's get back to Bush. The MEMEX was pictured as an electromagnetic device in which individuals would compress and store all of their books, records, and communications, mechanized so that it would be consulted with exceeding speed and flexibility. A little piece of a puzzle, borrowed from the mechanics of our own mind. A glimpse at the complicated language of the human brain. As both the proto and modern hypertext systems, complete with the World Wide Web, the Internet, and all other systems, the quantum, the nano, the micro, and the macro, the all. All are constructs run and operated by and inside the human brain. In real time. In the now. This is where your virtual and physical worlds collide and mesh. This is where they are kept apart, differentiated, and regulated as a part of your subjective and objective realities. In a language we can't grasp, maybe because it's hard to decode something that's coding you at the same time. As for Bush's hope to transform an information explosion into a knowledge explosion, well, that mission got accomplished. Virtual reality is no longer science fiction. It is real, expanding and developing as I say these words to you. It's a part of our lives, livelihoods, and lifestyles. It's a community of more than half of the human race. It's the home of all modern and future technologies, the AI and machine learning. It's an exciting place for sure, and it is the future. It is the crossroads. Now, where does this leave the human population in the countries that are falling further and further behind in this new technology race and era? What happens to the 41.3% on the planet who are not connected to the internet? I'm asking myself these important questions, and I also want your input. You see, we have us, with access to all human history and knowledge. And then almost half of the earth has no idea what it's like to Google, and possibly never will, period. What are the stakes and what is the price we are paying? So, for now, head over to our site, GameChangerNet.com. The links are below. And check out the forum and see what others are saying and share your thoughts. In the next episode, we're going to visit Schrodinger's cat, Francis Crick, and take a closer look at the hero of the H Factor, the human brain. Remember, the process of evolution is constant. I'm your host, Jimmy Church, and this is The H Factor.